This program is brought to you by the Reeves Law Firm, representing you and your Social Security and disability needs. If you have a problem or questions regarding Social Security and disability, call attorney Anthony Reeves, toll free at 1-888-962-0007. Again, that's 1-888-962-0007. Or go to www.reevesfirm.com.
Good day and welcome to another edition of Q&A Social Security Disability Today. My name is Attorney Anthony Reeves. Let's get to your questions. If someone is on disability benefits, let's pause for a second. If someone is on Social Security disability benefits, but now they start taking drugs and alcohol, is that going to affect them, their ability to keep benefits going? That's a very good question. I don't get this too often, but I want to throw this out here. When you're applying for disability benefits, one of the things that they ask is whether or not drugs or alcohol are material to the finding of disability in your case. Which means, if they think you're disabled, they're going to look at the fact if you're using drugs or alcohol. They want to know if you take those drugs and alcohol away, are you still disabled? If the answer is no, then you don't get disability benefits. The question, if the answer is yes, if we take it away, you're still disabled, you get benefits. The question that's being asked here is what happens after the fact? Same inquiry typically applies, but in a slightly different context. We look at it from terms of medical improvement. Let's say that the person was taking drugs and alcohol, and all of a sudden, they get a review. Well, they're going to ask those same questions. Do they believe the person is medically improved? And they're going to probably more importantly look, if we take those drugs and alcohol out of the equation, has that person's condition medically improved enough for them to be able to, quote unquote, continue receiving benefits? If that now looks like the person taking drugs and alcohol has an impact on their disability and you take it away and they're fine, guess what? Then the answer to your question is drugs and alcohol may have a serious impact on it. Here's one of the things that I tell people all the time. Social Security does not like to have individuals using drugs and alcohol. Let me say this emphatically. Social Security does not like for people to be taking drugs and alcohol and getting benefits at the same time. And you would say, well, okay, why? Because logically, you don't want that person to use their money to spend on drugs. That's not what the government intended for with regards to those benefits for you. So they're going to keep those things in mind. So the answer to your question is yes, it will have an impact. But again, they're going to look at it from the context of how that impairs your ability to work. They may also look at it from the standpoint of whether or not you're handling your own funds or not. Well, let me kind of back it up even more. Let's say you're handling your own money, but then they find in your system that and when I say find in your system, they do a review and they determine you're using drugs and alcohol. Well, if they keep your benefits going, they may say you need a rep payee. They may stop giving you money until they let somebody else handle the money for you. Now, that person may get fired up, but they have a reason they're doing this. They're concerned that you're using those drugs and alcohol. You're using your disability benefits of drugs and alcohol. They don't want that to happen. So keep that thought in the back of your mind. And I hope you realize this. If you're using drugs or alcohol, even after you're receiving disability benefits, it may have an impact on your case. This is your Q&A, Social Security Disability Today. Hope I answered your question well. Look forward to hearing from you again.